Hello and welcome to Bay One. This is Trafalmaraxi on what is it? Friday night. Sorry. We're just doing another update on Robocraft news. So it's the latest reveal for Robocraft in terms of damage values for the weapon rebalancing, which is coming next week or the 28th. So let's just bring up the page on the site here so we can take a look. So yeah, basically this is revealing some of the values of where weapons are going to be, what their damage values are going to be. Now, on initial look, this looks, somewhat fairly balanced, and it probably will be to a degree. I mean, power cost per shot, all of those kind of ratios, shots per second. So it looks like there's going to be significant damage difference between the laser wasp and the laser disintegrator. But you're going to have to take these numbers with a grain of salt, because if you start doing a little bit of math based on these figures, they're not actually, the higher end weapons are not going to be so good, especially where the lasers are concerned. Now, if I can show you something that I just created, let me see if I can bring it up on screen here. What's the easiest way? Blah blah blah. I've got some damage values here I wanted to show you to give you a better idea of what the real scenario is going to be. Sorry, I need to export this. Just a second. Blah, 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 blah. Where is it? Where's the right folder? And then I'll be able to bring it up in the window here so you can actually see what I'm trying to refer to. Let's just call it untitled. That'll do. Yeah. Then I need to open that up and show it in the browser here. Sorry about this, I should have been a little bit more prepared. There we go. Let's bring that up in the browser there. Hopefully you can see that on the screen now. Let's just double check. There we go. So yeah, and it's going to be a little bit obscured by my face. I'm sorry about that. But this is just some little math I was doing based on these values. So this line here is the actual DPS. So for the laser wasp, you're going to have 85,000 damage per second. Or it's not really... Yeah, actually damage per second. That's right. So you've got 16 shots per second times 5,370 means 85,000. With the laser hornets, you've got 79,212. So you can actually see a pretty big decline in terms of relative DPS. You're losing about 6,000 just on that, or 5,500. And then between the laser hornets and the laser blasters, you're going from 79,000 to 72,700. So now you've got another drop off, and that is equivalent to what, 6,500. And then from there you're dropping down to laser vapors, and the same with laser disintegrators. So you've actually got a big damage variance. If you've got laser disintegrators, you're going to get 60,412 damage, or 13 damage per second, as opposed to the laser wasp, which would be 85,000. So that means the laser wasp would be a much better weapon if you're going to get up close. But the caveat with that is, in terms of hit points, you're going to lose out on the hit points side, because I don't think they're rebalancing the hit points or the armor, and there's nothing mentioned here about CPU. Now, this is where the second line actually comes into play. This, based on the current CPU values, assuming that they're not going to change, which we all know that assume makes an ass out of you and me. So assuming the current CPU costs do not change, then this is probably a more telling figure, where you've got the DPS per CPU. So basically I've taken the total actual damage per second, divided it by the CPU costs of the weapon. In this case, the laser wasps are something like 10, these are 14, 18, 22, and I think it's 26, 24, somewhere around there, and 250. And this is where you can actually see the damage output you get compared to CPU. So you've got 8,500, so of course it's divided by 10, it's pretty simple. 5,600, 4,000, 3,000, 2,300, and 288, or 289, you might as well round it up. And that actually gives you a much more telling story over the balance directions. So although the bigger weapons are going to be more power per shot, they're going to be more accurate, the actual raw DPS you can get out of them is going down, and in terms of the efficiency of damage for a weapon, that's going to go down. Now, the other balance of that is obviously these weapons have more hit points. I haven't done the calculations based on that because honestly we do not know what's going to be changing. But just for the SMGs, this is the picture that we currently got. So I'm going to switch back to the main thing. So on the post here, you've got the plasma pulsers and all of that kind of stuff. These I can't actually do the same kind of calculations on because the way the plasma works, it's kind of a volley fire weapon. So long as you have 5, then they fire in a pretty fast volley. You've got 8.3 shots per second, but that's aggregated across all of the plasma weapons. So the numbers that would come out as a result of this are going to definitely be a lot different to the numbers that will come out as the SMGs, and I haven't really sat down to do that kind of math because it's a lot more to work out. And then you've got rail cannons. Rail cannons are going to be the same kind of thing. You know, it depends on the actual DPS you're going to see. It depends on the number of rail cannons you've actually got equipped on your bot, at least under the current mechanics. So that again is going to be a little bit odd to try and work out and give you accurate stats on that. Nanos, obviously healing weapons, it's kind of irrelevant how they work compared to everything else. And then of course Tesla, which the interesting thing here, damage per second on a Tesla RAM, 700,000, so that easily eclipses any of the standard conventional weapons. I'm somewhat guessing that the PSKs and the missile launchers, etc., are not really going to change in value that much because they need to use something as an anchor point in terms of balancing these weapons around. I have a feeling that these are going to change within a week or two of launch. There's going to be a rebalance to cover up some issues. Or to deal with balancing issues, but we'll see how that actually works. But yeah, so this was really just to give you an idea of what's coming up and just a little bit of an idea of the type of thing you need to look for when looking at these numbers. On what FreeJam have provided, they seem to look good, but the real story is with these actual numbers that are shown up here. So anyway, that's it for this video. I just wanted to give you a quick update. Thank you very much for watching. Do not forget to subscribe, ideally on YouTube at youtube.com/Robocraft Bay1, or on any channel. This has also been streamed to twitch.tv, hitbox.tv, and beam.pro. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you around next time. Goodbye.